All right, what's up, everybody? Happy Sunday. We can get started here shortly. Got some exciting stuff to do today. Let's go. Let's do this. Hey, look, watch this. You can see me now, except for the microphone. Hey. Put it. I'm still gonna mess around with some other things. I just didn't have a lot of time this morning, or since you gave me the camera, um, to mess with it too much. But right tomorrow or tonight after stream, I'm gonna play with more angles, see what other things I can pull off. I may completely rearrange my entire setup here. Kind of work towards the new angles. Because if that's the case, I may also be able to hook up my DSLR and have multiple angles, but I don't really see a purpose in that yet, so. Yeah, I don't know if I don't care to have it on me at all. It's not really what I'm trying to accomplish with this channel, but um, I couldn't really think of a cool angle on the painting itself that wasn't better than this. So for now, you guys get to see my ugly mug every once in a while. You also get the bonus of hearing Bones bark in the background, which is always nice. Okay. Using the new brushes, my detail brushes. I like it. Yeah, I'm loving them. They got these like grip parts right here that I love. It's like, because like I said before, I said it on a previous stream, I hold paintbrushes like I'm drawing with a pencil, which is apparently not how you're supposed to do it, but who gives a shit. But these are specific for like detailed line work, which is my favorite part, and they have these little grips on them, and the brush bristles are really strong, but not like super dense. Oh, they're nice. This is one of those paintings that I'm doing that I'm gonna have zero confidence in until I really start getting into the finer, like, later details. I'm already sitting here looking at it like, God damn it, I don't know if I like this. But I say that every time at the very beginning until I actually get into the meat and potatoes, or whatever. Yeah, trust isn't my strong suit, but I'm gonna try. So I did it again. Drank a bunch of coffee before stream and haven't eaten yet. So there's that. Got that going for us. I'm usually good at it. It's just Sundays. Sundays are the one that I actually should be eating before I do anything. Because otherwise, every day that I actually go to work, um, I get up, get my day started. I have like a cup of coffee or two, and I'm at work by 11. So I usually eat once I get to work. Um, but on Sundays, I mean, it's even if it's just like making myself a piece of toast and like an egg, just something. But I got a banana sitting here and some other stuff. I just haven't eaten it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Whatever, dude. Just kidding. Sorry for yelling. It's the caffeine. Sounds dope. Need to bring that back up before I get into that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna shove this banana up my ass on stream. You guys ready? Let's go. Shoving it right up there. Just kidding. You guys think I'm weird because I opened my banana this way? But it's genius because it doesn't peels all those little stringy things off, and they're not on there. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not actually going to shove this up my ass, just so everybody knows. For a guy who's like not really a big fan of buttholes, I seem to talk about it, shoving shit up my ass quite a bit. I'm not going to make you guys watch me eat this. That's a totally different stream. I need and use some more of these other new brushes, these smaller ones. Damn it. Hello, everyone. If you're listening, thanks for stopping by. Look, Mom, I'm eating a banana. Oh, pizza slices in the chat for Mom. Linda's in the chat. Fwee, fwee, fwee. Or whatever streamers do nowadays. I swear to God, Bones. Go settle down. Have a cup of coffee and relax. I'll be right back. I'm not judging you, Mom, but it's not even 11 o'clock yet. No whine emojis yet. Okay? It's too early for the whine emojis. Hey, look. I ate some breakfast on a stream. New shit happens every day. I don't know if I like this whole camera on me thing. That's what that off the rails little logo is for, though. That'll be all fucking vlogs and unboxings and shit. Yeah, well, I guess I'm just jealous because I can't drink wine. Oh, no, she is. You guys would get along way too well. I need to add a little white to that, too. Ow. I keep forgetting that I cut the tip of my thumb off and I keep fucking it up. the large, well, and I have one I need to finish too, so that I'll have one on the actual canvas itself and then one on me and the canvas. Like good old Uncle Bob Ross. But there was something else I was gonna say. Fuck it. I don't remember. It's Sunday morning, so if you think I haven't had my Sunday morning coffee, it's probably why I don't remember half of the shit I'm saying right now. It might actually end up being the next stream I do is the big one. I'm getting to the point where my rule was that I didn't want to do commissions on stream because I thought it would be distracting. But in all honesty, I bust a lot of shit out pretty quickly on stream most times. And then I don't end up having a ton of time to dedicate to doing my commissions outside of the stream. So I figure, fuck it. I might as well at least get them started on stream. I had this one started, and some shenanigans happened with it, so this is my restart of it. But I'm kind of glad I am. I wasn't really all that thrilled with the first one anyways. This is a commission for a good friend of mine back in St. Louis. Another fucking badass artist. She's incredible. Incredible artist. She was all in for me doing this one, and she insisted that I do it. Not insisted that I do it, but let's just say I'm still new to like charging for art. Like I'm really still kind of weird about how to price things. I'm getting better. But that being said, it's still kind of weird to me when, if I'm not the one to put the price on the table, when people offer me a certain amount of money, it's kind of like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. But it also doesn't take long for me to stop arguing about it, so. Said I don't know that she's watching, but, you know, it's going to end up being the point where I'm going to end up using most of the money she's sending me to make this to buy a piece of her art. So it's probably what I would do with it anyways. I need this red, and then I need to add a little white to it. Actually, add a touch of my new neon pink. What? That's some bullshit. Just a little dab of neon pink. So I put that a little bit more. I put that in case you're wondering. By the way, Rachel, you're on a cooldown timer for the wish list. So, that being said, you can coax people into going to the wish list, but you're on a cooldown timer when it comes to getting stuff from the wish list. It's not a punishment; it's a cooldown. Because you gotta give other people a chance, you know? No, I don't know. I'm just kind of kidding, but yeah, in that specific one, everything in there has a reason to be in there. Like the clear shoe hanger thing that I added to it recently. Which again, but that's the thing though. The wish list is there just for me, basically, and then it's public. So I can still buy all these things and still plan to. That's why I took a lot of it out of there, like the higher, more expensive stuff. Because it was just my wish list originally, and then I made it public. So it's not one of those situations where I need it bought. I can buy these things without any issues. But that being said, though, everything that's in there now has a reason. So that shoe thing, for example, is because it's for these tube paints. So I get the clear shoe rack thing, and I hang it, and then I can set these in there, and I can see which ones are which. Since until I get the thing with the rack, so I can put these on the bars, whatever you call it, like toy aisle, little hole punch things. You can set them on there, but until then, putting them in one of those shoe things is just really convenient. Pegs, yeah, that's what it is. It's kind of like this new camera. Like, that's the only reason the camera was even in the wish list, is because it was something going towards, what I'm doing with this. So there's always a method behind my madness. There's always a reason I put shit where I put it. Yeah, I just haven't been out there. It's been, last time I went out there was with one of your friends. It was a while ago. But I do need to hit up IKEA one of these days soon and see if they've got Detofs back in. Because they've got these big glass Detofs that are unbelievably cheap, which is probably why they're never in stock. But I need one of those so that I can get rid of. Let's see. So over there on that wall is my masked figure collection, basically. And I want it off the wall in a Detof. And IKEA is the only place that have the ones I want for as cheap as I want, but I'm probably going to have to get it online because they never have them in stock in the store, so. Man, I wish there was no copyright laws on streaming when it comes to music. That bugs me, man. I'm in the mood to listen to something specific and I can't do it. Well, I could listen to it, but then then you guys wouldn't get any music. And if you did, I would have to mute my mic so that you guys don't hear the music in the background. It's a pain in the ass. As much as I love this lo-fi stuff and then the synthwave stuff that I listen to on Sundays, I still sometimes I've been listening to this one specific band for a while now and I can't get off of them, and they get me literally when I know I'm not motivated in the morning or I'm just not feeling like getting up to do real world adult shit. I put them on and blast it, and I end up getting super motivated, get a bunch of shit done, And that's what I want to listen to right now. But I don't have the ability to do that because, you know, streaming and shit. I feel a little bit better about that now. Okay. Well, and I've been listening to a bunch of shit because I'm usually when I get into my rare I'm gonna write a movie script phases. I will normally like hand pick a bunch of songs for what in my head would be the soundtrack or like the score of whatever it is I'm writing, because it just kind of gives me the vibe of each scene and characters and stuff that's happening. And yeah, they are though. Like, it's as small as my stream is, they're probably not going to notice me. But that being said, I've already gotten a couple of copyright strikes from my time-lapse videos of songs that I got from the site Envato, which I pay for, and I'm supposed to be able to use their licensed music. And I don't know if maybe I just didn't credit it correctly or something, but they striked me a couple times, so I ended up having to use YouTube's music, which is decent sometimes, but yeah, YouTube's actually a little worse than Twitch was when it comes to how quickly they'll grab you for doing that. Not grab you, but how quickly they'll strike you for it. And in all reality, what they do before they strike you is just mute the content. They'll take all the music out, audio in general, unless they can physically just take the music out, and then they give you the opportunity to go in and edit with new music, which is nice. But I think after you probably do that a few times, they might start cracking down on it. So I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Got weird lighting coming in today because it's super bright outside. It's actually glorious out there right now. So I got my door and my windows open, but the light's crazy. And I turned off the overhead light because I felt like it might have been kind of burning it out. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think there's a reason to have this one on. Yeah, Facebook used to okay, so when I first moved out here in 2019, that's when I started this whole painting adventure. And that's when I did the Evil Dead one, and then I did the Wednesday Addams one, and the Goat, a couple other ones. Anyways, but I did those live on Facebook. And one of the times I was watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in the background, and they killed it on me. They muted me. And then another time I was listening to something, I don't remember what it was, probably Deftones or something, and they muted me on Facebook. So they were quick to it. They told me straight up while I was in the middle of streaming, like, hey, you better shut that shit down or we're gonna mute you. So of course I didn't and just let them mute me, but Because that's the thing with these brushes, these new ones, these detail brushes. I love these because I have a really good friend of mine and also pretty much one of the artists that got me intrigued in doing this again. Um, he suggested this when I was talking about fine detail markers, and it's not a marker, it's paint technically. Um, and it's it's cool and I love it actually. It it's a very interesting pen, but it leaves like a gloss finish and I didn't realize that. And so a lot of times when you see some of my paintings and the finer detailed like uh black line work is all very like glossy compared to the rest of the paint. Like it's really predominant on the Eric Draven Crow one I did a while back. And which is fine. I don't hate it. But I think I'm just going to start using that one for sketches, not for paintings. I do love it a lot though, but it's not so bad if I'm trying to get that glossy finish, but when I'm not, it kind of throws me off a bit. I'm glad I bought these little cups too. This paint, this black paint that's in this cup with the little rubber lid, keeps it airtight. And I put this paint in here like 2 weeks ago. It's still like brand new. Yeah, no, there's tricks to using it for what I want to use it for that I've figured out along the way. I just didn't realize that's how it would be right off the bat. But I definitely love it as like a because I kind of like the idea that it pops the way it does, but it just has to be the right thing. All right, I'm starting to see it now. It didn't take long. So damn hard on myself sometimes, man. I'm always at war with myself, especially with this kind of shit. It's like last Sunday, I was not in the right mindset. I think I might have streamed for about an hour, and I couldn't get my audio to work or my mic to work. For some reason, the audio wouldn't record, so I couldn't talk. And I was trying to figure that out, and I was just not. I couldn't focus. So there was just no doing any type of stream. I literally sat in my chair the whole rest of the day and just kind of vegetated. They slightly remind you of old school film canisters. Yeah, honestly, that's exactly what they are, except for that's not what their purpose was, but the little rubber cap, it's the same exact thing. That's what which is funny because you know, it's either people know them for film canisters or the little container they used to steal from their parents to put their weed in. One way or the other. I was on both sides of that spectrum at one point. I knew what it was, and I used it for my weed container. Back when the weed I was smoking I thought was good, and it wasn't. If you look back, that shit we were smoking as kids was whack. Shit was gross. That shit would give me a fucking migraine anymore. We got to start somewhere, you know? Look at that. Went from that shit, like a giant brick of the dirtiest dirt brown weed you can find for the cheapest amount possible that we still thought as kids was way too expensive, to now I have a fucking I let it lapse, but now I have a license that lets me carry it and smoke it legally. It's still kind of blows my mind a little bit, to be honest. And to think that here soon they could be recreational as well. That's mind-boggling to me. Did I tell you? I don't remember if I told you or not, Rachel, that I got my my Twitch payout. So what you can do with those bits too, honestly, is like I can recommend you some. Since you already have them in there and you can't really do much with them, you can go into anybody's Twitch stream and dump some bits. I'm just trying to think of anybody. Like, honestly, the first one that always comes to mind is fucking. I mean, obviously he's not as alive, but it's his estate is the one running his Twitch account. But the Bob Ross one is a good one to do that on, especially depending on how many bits you still have. Or you can kind of just Google search, like, you know, whatever. But so that way they don't fully go to waste. But like literally, I've only signed on to my Twitch 2 or 3 times since I went live on it last, and that was to pretty much without blatantly doing it, telling everybody on my Twitch channel that goes to the Twitch channel to redirect them to this one, and then to check on the status of that first payout. Lay down, Bones. Being extra needy today. But we've got 4 days off together, so as soon as I'm off the stream, we're gonna go for a walk. I said that way too loud. And maybe tomorrow, before I start editing some shit and doing some other behind the scenes activities, taking me to the park. It's been a while. It's supposed to be nice. Words and such. Alright. I'm starting to like this finally. Yeah, man. Gotta get that dog, go hump some other dogs or something instead of everything else. Take him to a park, let him hump a tree. Be one with nature. think the last time I was over there was when I when we played with the Oculus and I almost knocked your fucking shades down or whatever playing Resident Evil 4. Still a video that all that from somewhere, but actually, if I think about it, I probably fucking deleted all that shit. In retrospect, knowing me, that's probably what I did. That first village, yeah, it's that hard in the actual game itself, and not VR mode. It's hard enough. Once you get past that part, there's only one part in that entire game that's that as hard as that, and it's actually harder and a lot more obnoxious. It's much later in the story, but in that game. But yeah, that's like the first time you interact with anything, and it's like the hardest one. And I have the new one, Resident Evil Village, and its first one is very reminiscent of 4. So you start in this big like Transylvania style werewolf castle village, and it's hard as fuck. I stopped playing it for a while. I haven't played it since. Oh, these overalls are pissing me off. All right. Start with that. All right. I think everybody is. Nobody has luck with those blinds. But I almost knocked them shits down playing that shit. It was hilarious. I laughed anyway. Man, I think I did okay. That was like I think like my first or second. That was my first time using an Oculus, anyways. It wasn't my first time doing VR, but um, you're watching Thins. What, like wheat thins? What are you talking about, Chris? I love wheat thins. Oh, you're watching this? Thanks, man. You know, I just fucking appreciate you, dude. I haven't had a wheat thin in fucking forever, actually, now that I think about it. And that shit sounds so fucking good right now. Probably because I only had a banana. I got these fig things, though. These are fire if you're into figs. So good. All the different flavors. Bitch. Bitch. I am eating. I ate a banana. And I got my fig. My fig shit. I'm a grown ass man. Sorry for yelling. I apologize. Tell me how to live my life. Just kidding. What are you doing today, Chris? Not shit. You and the old dude gonna play some games? Do it. Oh, give me a piece of chicken. Give me a piece of chicken. Record while he's sick. What are you talking about, Rachel? Oh, gotta get you some new shit. We just we just pulled and harvested, so we've got it all. It's either still drying or we've got it curing now. Gonna put some new seeds in here in the next couple days. Hey, look, dude. You can see my ugly ass face now on the stream. How about that? Fuck you, Chris. I love you, man. No. I don't think they've gotten that. I don't think they've waited. I don't even know if they're going to. I'm sure they will once they get it all dried out, but and if they did, I'm not sure what it weighed yet. It wasn't a whole lot. Honestly, there was only one of them didn't really mature at all. The buds on it were very, very, very tiny and had no no meat on them at all. I don't know what happened to that one. And then I think he may have either overfed or underfed the rest of them. They turned out fine, and I mean it was heavy enough to where they were all kind of falling over before he cut them. So we'll get a decent amount. I'd say we'd probably get like a, I don't know. Can't really think of, but it's a decent amount. But words and stuff. But yeah, I think he's putting the new seeds in today or tomorrow, or he already did. Maybe he already did, but. All right, let's see. Where do I want to go with this next? I almost want to start putting the teeth in. Kind of give myself an idea of where all this shit's gonna go. Oh, yeah, it's because of the layout. It's two different layouts. I'm glad you caught that. It's because this one and this one are two completely different layouts. It's the older one. Exactly. I get lower subscribers every time they see my face. That's actually hilarious. Look how far they go down. That's fucked up. I'm gonna keep it like that, actually. Probably not, but that's funny. I don't want to listen to this anymore. This is getting ridiculous. I want something a little bit more hyphy, a little bit crazier, a little bit more.
I need God voice music.
Sorry. I mean, that's what you're around for, Rachel, is to catch the weird shit. No, I don't think I do, Chris. Not sure that I do, bud. Dystopian cyberpunk synthwave. Let's try that one. We'll go with that for now. I don't think I'm into that. I mean, maybe. I don't want to, like, judge it too soon, but I don't think I'm interested in, yeehaw dubstep. I get enough yeehaw out here where I live to mix it in with my dubstep, you know? Well, you're not wrong, Chris, actually. It is pretty fitting for the painting, but that's what happens when you live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, fair enough, but also, I live in the middle of nowhere and I blast fucking metal, and here recently, the last like couple weeks, just straight up and down every single Turnstile song ever written. Like, that's what I want to fucking listen to right now so bad, and I'm almost willing to let it mute me just so that I can listen to it with you guys. But because Chris, how did Hutch get away with playing music on his stream? Did he just not give a shit and do it anyway, or was he using royalty-free music that whole time? Because I know, other than when he would play like songs you guys made, but like when he would play, he'd play like fucking Every Time I Die and all kinds of shit in the background from time to time, and never got flagged for it, as far as I know. Okay, like I kind of figured that too. They definitely got more strict about it over the years, but I mean, I think even back then they weren't. Yeah, for sure. I mean, YouTube, like I told Rachel earlier, YouTube's even worse than Twitch, I think. But at least YouTube will be like, hey, we caught you. Change this shit, so we don't get rid of your video. So at least they're on top of like making sure that everybody's at least warned before they cut you off. But pull it out. I just want to go to Spirit Halloween, and it feel like the rest of the country has Spirit Halloweens already open, and I have not seen one anywhere yet out here. I need to go buy some house decor. It's where I buy all my shit. Some people go there for Halloween decorations. Others decorate their house all year with it. I know that's just as bad as when I'm making fun of people for their Christmas obsessions, but I think it's different. Yeah, at the hardware store. Dude, it's yeah, I was kind of blown away when I went into, it was like Michael's, and there was somewhere like the dollar store like a month ago even had all the Halloween candy out already. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, again, don't get me wrong, I'm a Halloween fanatic, so I'm all for seeing Halloween shit out all year, but are you fucking serious? Like, it's like Christmas now. We have to have all that shit out this early. Again, I don't mean to bitch because I fucking love it, but if I'm being a devil's advocate here, it's like kind of fucking ridiculous. It says the Spirit off North Oak is open. I don't even know where North Oak is, to be honest with you. I've heard of it a few times, but is that North KC or is that in Liberty? west of Liberty on 152. Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. Like going up the direction past Savers and all that on 152. Yeet! I know what I'm doing after stream. Spend money I shouldn't spend. Oh, the other way. Okay. I know what you're talking about. North Oak's over by the other B&B, right? Yeah, okay. You know who. Yep, I sure do. Over by wherever that was, we used to play darts and shit, basically. Yeah, I know. I don't really want to hear the name out loud anyway. Not that they'd ever get caught watching this shit, but... Or be awake this early to catch it anyway. Anyway. Yeah. Sweet. I'll probably hit both of those. There was one when I worked at Costco in Northland. They had one over by the Target back there on the other side of where Costco was. And I spent a lot of money that year in that location because it was the first COVID Halloween. And my niece couldn't go trick-or-treating. And I worked at Costco where we had tons and tons of like, so you know how, is the music too loud or is it fine? But we had a bunch of these pallet cardboard, like, bunch of cardboard pallet covers. And I built a whole entire haunted house in our barn for her so that she could do something for Halloween since there was nowhere to go. was thinking they should be. I'll have to look, Chris, and I'll text you. He gets a specific kind, but the problem is he doesn't fucking focus on the. He doesn't really focus on. I think he's going to start. I'm pretty sure that's the conversation we had recently, that he was going to start paying a little bit closer attention to how much he feeds them, like how much of the nutrients he adds or whatever. But yeah, I'll find out what he gets, and I'll let you know. Turn it down just a hair. There we go. This style of music seems to be a little louder than everything else. All right. Oh man, it was so. First of all, like setting up shit for Halloween. So when I lived in St. Louis, before I lived in the apartment that I lived in, right before I moved to Kansas City, I was living in one of the owners of the place I worked, $900,000 house, $1 million house in St. Louis, one of the nicest like neighborhoods in St. Louis, and it was just Bones and I basically. That lived there, and I spent 30 days from the first day of October to the last day of October on Halloween. I decked that whole place out, and it was the best look. I got pictures and stuff I'll show you one of these days, but coolest fucking spot in St. Louis. Spent a lot of money doing that, and then when I moved out here and did that, I built that whole thing out of cardboard or whatever, and I got videos of that too I can show you, but it was actually dope. You reach your hand into certain spots throughout it, and you had to like, it was like when we were kids when they would make us put our hands in like grapes and Jello, you know, without us seeing it, or spaghetti would be like guts and then whatever. And so she would have to reach her hand in these holes in the thing and touch all that stuff to find a key so she could get out of the maze. And it was cool as hell. I had so much fun making it. She had a blast finally once she wasn't scared to get in there. She wouldn't leave. It's cool as hell. I love doing that stuff. If I had the time and the money and the space to do it, I would do a haunt, like an actual haunt for adults and stuff every year. I would build it all year. But I don't really have the means to do it yet. One of these days I will though. It was cool too. I had all these crazy lights, and then I had my Alexa set up in there so that it had all these creepy sounds and fog machines, and I even built this thing. I bought another fog machine because I have a couple of them, and this one I bought like a plastic trash bin, like a big outside one, and you like buy some tubing and you connect it all in a specific way, and it allows you to you dump a bunch of ice into the trash can, which cools down the tubing that's in there, so that when you hit it with the fog chills and stays on the ground, and it just kind of like makes like a weird thing, like smoke across the ground rather than smoke that rises because you cooled it down. It's really cool. I went all out that year. Yeah, one of these days, it's one of my goals. I'll have the 3013 presents whatever haunt. I love that shit. be right back. I'm gonna go check on the dog, make sure he's not eating everything in my room. All right. I have not been to the Edgar Allan Poe haunted houses, and apparently, I don't remember if it's from my Ancestry account or I don't remember where I saw it, but apparently I'm like a weird, distant somehow cousin of Edgar Allan Poe, which I think is pretty fucking neat. If you ask me, I think it's neat. I'm surprised. I'm actually enjoying this this painting so far. I know for a fact though that according to my Ancestry stuff, and this one actually is kind of even cooler in some ways in my opinion, but I'm my like 8th great aunt was a lady named Sarah Good, who was one of the first 3 women who were either killed or burned, whatever it was, which I'm sure if they were burned, they were probably still killed. They were one of the first 3 women trialed for witchcraft. And that would make sense. Let's see what let's check out what it says. I have the app on here somewhere. I don't think I've opened it in months. It wasn't so the Ancestry thing was for my mom. She's the one that was interested in that. All right, so I think I go to DNA story. No. Traits? No. Matches? No. Oh, here it is. Story Scout. So let's see. Yeah, right here. Accused of witchcraft in Salem. My 8th great-grandaunt is Sarah Good. Sarah Good was born in July 1653 and eventually lived in Salem, Massachusetts. She was reduced to poverty due to the debt of her first husband and her dependency on neighbors and others' suspicions that she was participating in witchcraft. She was one of the first 3 people accused of witchcraft on March 6th, 1692. Abigail Williams and Elizabeth Parris said they had been tormented by Sarah Good. The girls said that they had been bitten, pinched, and abused during her trial on the 25th of March, 1692, the day after my birthday, technically, but in 1692. Sarah Good maintained her innocence, but she was ultimately convicted and sentenced to death. She was pregnant at the time. Holy shit. At the time of her arrest, and gave birth to an infant in her jail cell in Ipswich. The infant died before Good was hanged in July 29th, 1692. Jesus. In 1710, her second husband, William Good, successfully sued the Great and General Court for the health and mental damages inflicted upon his wife. He received 30 pounds sterling, one of the largest sums granted to the families of witchcraft victims. It's kind of fucking crazy. Yeah, I thought the name Sarah Good sounded familiar too when I found that out. Pretty fucking crazy. That's my aunt. No wonder I'm the way I am. A little bit of story time for you guys, you know? Story time with Chris. Man, soon enough, I'm not even going to be called Chris anymore, and I'm super stoked about it. Can't wait to go back to my actual name. Yeah, I feel like the latency on this is super late because I'm looking at yeah, that would be fun. Speaking of people I don't like to talk about, we had planned a few times to go do some of those murder mystery things. Being that they're a very big fan of all the all that kind of shit. That's why I bought a suit. Yeah, I used to live like 5 minutes from apparently the #1 voted escape rooms in the country in St. Louis. And I never went. I've played like escape room games, but as bad as I've always wanted to do it, there's apparently some out here too, but I've always wanted to do some escape rooms. I feel like I'd be good at it. Good as a motherfucker. The ones in St. Louis are it's the Darkness at Halloween time. Like they're the haunted house, the Darkness, which is again apparently one of the highest rated haunts in the country. And then on the off season, it's these like epic escape rooms. Shit, I'll go. This doesn't tell me how long I've been streaming. It usually does. Oh yeah, it does. Maybe that's the one. I don't know. I don't remember if it was hanging out with them. They may have mentioned something, or so I thought somebody recently just brought it up. That there was some couple really good ones. I'm not sure. I don't remember what they said they were called, but that was probably it. What? There's one that never got escaped, but then the guy who did got arrested, like in the escape room? And is it closed because he got arrested? I'm confused. Sounds like a part of the escape room storyline. No one could escape. And the only one who did died. He's dead now. Oh, gotcha. That sucks. Dude, have you guys watched? I think it was on. What did I see him on? It was either on Shudder or it might have been on like like Hulu or something. But there was a bunch of them. I watched a few of the documentaries, but there was one about these haunts And it was basically about the owners and the people who own and operate and like build these hunts. And most of them were just like normal fucking Halloween nerds. You were watching your mom. You were watching your mom. Anyway, they were it was basically just following these like 3 or 4 different groups of like people that build these haunts. But the one family, not even family, it was just like this husband and wife duo. They were one of those ones that you have to sign a fucking waiver before you can do it, like a life wait, like a no contest, like not no contest, but can't fucking sue them if you get hurt and that kind of shit. And they like torture you, and they love it. For one, the people that do it, oddly enough, and then but the people who run it, like they lock these motherfuckers in freezers, make them throw up on themselves, and then just lay in it. Like it's the most gross. I don't understand why it's even a Halloween themed thing. If you're gonna do a torture room, do a torture room. I don't get why it's I mean, yeah, if you're Chris, dude, I'm not kink shaming. If somebody's into that, obviously people are into it. I'm not. But it's just the concept of like, why is that a haunted house? Like, it's a torture room. You could do that all year round. It doesn't have to be Halloween themed. Like, because it's literally not like it's a haunted house. It's set up like a torture system. Like, that's all it is torture simulator. Fucking crazy. All the rest of them were actual haunted walkthroughs. Like, this one was just straight up torture. They like tie you up and fucking waterboard you and all kinds of crazy shit. Like, what the fuck would people pay for that? And like, again, I'm not knocking if people like it. I just don't get it. And these motherfuckers make bank doing it. Like, doing those. People fucking sign their life aways on that shit. Their lives away on that. Yeah. Yeah. It says it in the fine print of the contract that these people sign and don't read, like my Twitch contract. Here, come on in. There's a catch. You're gonna die. We're gonna kill you, and we're gonna do it for the sake of Halloween, because that makes sense. I think it's the misinterpretation or the mischaracterization of Halloween being the same as horror movies. It's like, just because Halloween is a badass horror movie doesn't mean that horror movies automatically mean Halloween. Like, I watch that shit all year round. To be honest, by the time it gets to Halloween, I've probably already watched most of those fucking movies 100 times. Sounds like a plot for American Horror Story. Yeah, it kind of does, actually. I've never watched that, and one of these days I'll give it a chance, I'm sure. And I've had people tell me, skip this season or this season and just watch this or whatever, because it doesn't really matter. But when I first moved out here, I wasn't living in this part of the property yet, so I was staying in the living room. Evil dies tonight. And I was watching I was intrigued because it had that 80s horrorman element to it, the 1984 one or whatever the fuck. And it was real dumb, in my opinion. I didn't like it much at all. But I also didn't really get what was going on. All these characters were from other seasons, but they're not, but they are. Like, I don't know. Kind of threw me off. Watch the first season, and you gotta watch the witch season, and then you gotta watch the mental house. First couple are really good. Okay, see, that's what I thought, but I just never. They lost me after it was like, yeah, like most shows after it gets to about the fourth season, it's like, okay, you guys are running out of ideas. Like I said, maybe that's what I'll do this year for Halloween, since I've pretty much watched every horror movie I own already, a million times since last Halloween. Maybe I'll start that. I need to finish. I started watching them, and for whatever reason, I didn't finish them. But those, what is it, like Kill Street or whatever on Netflix? It's like 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, no, I agree. If I'd already started it, I probably would have had to finish it either way. I mean, I got through all 5 seasons of Orange is the New Black, and there was at least 2 seasons of that weren't that great at all. So, Sopranos even has like a season or two that I could skip. That's like my favorite show of all time. What is that show called, or those movies on Netflix called? Something Street. It's like it reminds me of like a brutal ass fucking R.L. Stein show. It looks like Goosebumps but for adults. Something Street, and there's like 3 of them. Fear Street, yeah. Have you watched those, Ethan? I feel like Fear Street, I'm pretty sure that was an R.L. Stein series or a book series. Maybe I'm wrong, but or maybe it's like a remake of some old 80s. Cuz I know it's all themed in like the 80s and 90s or whatever, but I feel like Fear Street was like a book series like Goosebumps. Either that or it's just because right now everything seems like it's 80s horror theme. Stranger Things and everything's got that aesthetic right now, which honestly I ain't mad. It was arguably the best time in cinema in the 80s. I could be biased because that's my first introduction to film, but yeah, for sure. I thoroughly enjoy it. I haven't gotten sick of it. I mean, obviously, I'm listening to the fucking music that's inspired from that era all the time with this cyberwave stuff, and can't. I love it. I'm a product of my generation. What can I say? Product of my generation. That's a product of a bunch of gener. It is R.L. Stein. Okay, that's what I thought. Dude, what I don't remember which one I started. I think it was whatever they said was the first of the 3 movies of these Fear Street, and it was brutal. Like, I don't think as a kid, I don't think I read Fear Street, but I did read almost every Goosebumps book ever, and at this point I've almost convinced myself to start the Goosebumps collection. I still got quite a few of them, but there's a bunch that I'm missing, and it's almost like, maybe I'll grab these like it's trading cards or something. Like, start grabbing up all the Goosebumps books. Don't worry, Rachel. I'm not gonna put them in my. I'm not gonna put them in my wish list. Okay. Don't get me all kinds of fucking Goosebumps books now. But yeah, I don't. It was like I watched like the first 10, 15 minutes of it, whatever, 20 minutes of it, and it was brutal. 94 is the first one? Huh. I have to watch those now, too. All right. That's true. I'm not your real dad. The amount of times I've had to say that recently is kind of weird. I've got Logan at work always saying that for some reason he says I'm his dad. And I tell him every time, no, the fuck I'm not. Somebody else just said it too. It's like, definitely not anybody's dad. Best uncle alive, but not anybody's dad. Oh, it goes backwards? I'm into that. I mean, yeah, that's true. But to be honest, like, based on our relationship, it's more like he's my dad, even though I already have a dad. So it's like two gay dads in it. But yeah, I'll go with that though. I am Bones' dad. I gotta mess with the latency. I think it's like really delayed. Two gay dads. Da-da-da. What's that from? I don't remember what that's from. I want to say it was like SNL or something like that. Oh, okay. It's the final countdown. That's hilarious. I just realized I need to do like a, and I'm surprised I haven't yet. I need to do like a fucking wrestling piece. Honestly. Super surprised I haven't done that yet. Be right back. I almost wonder, speaking of like copyright music and shit like that, so there's a band that I like called Zeal and Ardor. And it was like earlier in the year, I think, or late last year, they had posted that they had dropped their entire discography for free for Twitch streamers. So you could use all their music free. But I don't know if it's just Twitch, because the last time when I was still using Twitch that I used their music in the background, pretty sure it got muted. So I'm not sure how that works. Because I could definitely listen to them right now. Thanks, Rachel. 3013 customer service over here. Please hold. What? It just all of a sudden got like steamy as hell in here. Must be hot outside now. It wasn't like an hour ago. Okay. 2 parts. I love a good sequel. So I have to contact the copyright owner listed copyright summary status from YouTube or whatever streaming service. Gotcha. All right. So in my description or something, that's what I would put. And then also as far as last name, first name, if it's not a last name, first name, it would be the artist's band name or whatever. I assume. Okay. Okay. And that's pretty much still only just with artists that are aware that they, like with Zeal and Ardor, they want their people to use their shit to stream with, but you still have to credit it properly so that YouTube or whatever doesn't strike your account or whatever. Gotcha. Good to know. Yeah, I saw that. Thank you. I will check into that here in just a little bit. Sweet. Yeah, I'll look into that as soon as I'm off stream today. Chugga-choo. Chugga-chugga-chugga-chugga. Oh, for sure. No, I get that. Oh, yeah, Rachel, watch what else. Watch what else this camera can do. Oh, look at that. All up in the details. I can see everything. It zooms. It'll go. I mean, look how close that'll get. So it zooms. I mean, it'll go even quite a bit more out. It's got some other shit that I'm gonna play around with too that I haven't got a chance to mess with yet. But it's got this remote, and it's got some settings, whatever this is, and then the zoom feature. Just the zoom feature alone is worth every penny. Because like I said, even if you can't really see the detail from here, if I need you to see the detail, I'll just get up and close. Which I'm going to do for these eyeballs. Chugoo, chugoo. Chugoo, 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 chugoo. To be honest, I would have zoomed in earlier. I wasn't even thinking about it. I totally forgot I could do it. Well, see what you did? Something small, making it all seem that much better. That was a very Bob Ross thing of me to say. You still get it. You still got to be on a cooldown timer. You collecting my wish list stuff for me like I'm about to start collecting Goosebumps books again. This ain't no game. This shit ain't a game. You think this is a game? Wild ass eyes. Okay, sweet. I'll check that out too. It's all stuff I should be way better at this point, like checking into all that stuff, but I'm always on top of that shit when it's not for me. When like I've got it working for somebody else. Damn. But yeah, but then when it comes to doing it for me personally, I always end up skipping out on all that kind of stuff. Yeah, basically, for other people, I'm you. I'm all about looking into it and finding out all the information, and that's what I did for Hutch a lot. Kind of ironic, I didn't realize it till like last week that Sundays were his stream days. And I forgot that. Totally spaced on the fact that, yeah, I used to watch him stream every Sunday. Chat rat for life. Thank you. My hand's starting to hurt. I'm trying to make the same face as the painting. I am noticing that my version of Captain Spaulding has had quite a bit to eat compared to the original. It's looking like a big old chubster, but that's all right. All right, I think I'm gonna take a break on the head for now, and I'm gonna try to map out this. This part's gonna be tough. This part's gonna be tough. Not gonna be tough because I'm good with lettering, but trying to map out where all this goes is gonna be new for me as far as paint is concerned. This may not be as bad as I thought. like to start getting a little ridiculous. Brum, 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 brum. I'll be right back. Feels kind of weird, but I'm gonna keep my headphones off. It's compressing my face and making my head hurt. Don't like it. Okay? Okay. Man, all these bullshit lights. Too much. It's one of my. I've got a bunch of these. Let me see if I can. These can lights. They're cool as hell, but I'm trying to like find a cool way to utilize them. I wanted this to be back there. I gotta reset up some things, but it's all the lights I used on that haunted house I was talking about. Got a bunch of them. Yep. Sure did. Usually it's facing that that figure wall I was showing you earlier. So every time I walk past that area to get into my kitchen, blinds the shit out of me. Rachel, have you ever seen this movie? Or these movies, I guess? House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell, I think it's the third one. Rob Zombie movies. This is good old Captain Spaulding. So House of a Thousand Corpses is the first of the three movies, and he's the one at the gas station that they stop at. The clown that works in the place they go to. It's one of the highlight characters, and it's kind of sad because once the third one came out, he was real ill in real life. The actor was. And he was written in for the whole third movie, and it got to the point where by the time it got around to filming it, he was so sick that they kind of had to write him out. He was only in like 5 minutes worth of footage, and they had to like create a different character for him to replace him. Basically, kind of sucked. House of a Thousand Corpses, yeah, it's great. Devil's Rejects is probably the more popular of the two. House of a Thousand Corpses is badass. It's one of my favorites. But Devil's Rejects is a whole nother level. And I love that fucking movie. Yeah, so that third movie, the third one, Three from Hell, I'll have to watch it again. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just remember being pretty disappointed when it came out. But I haven't watched it since I learned why he wasn't in it and why they replaced him with a different character. And it sucks. It's because it's not their fault. Like, they were already pretty much ready to roll. I think they didn't even started filming, and his health just like dropped so fast that in order to finish the movie, they had to completely rewrite it, basically, like on the spot. And so it doesn't make a lot of sense, and it's not a very good movie from what I remember, which sucks because, you know, the other two are so great. That being said, the way that Devil's Rejects ended, there was absolutely no reason to make a third one. But I don't watch movies like I used to. I have been recently. I kind of lost my way with watching movies, and I finally am kind of digging back in again. I've got almost 2,000 DVDs and Blu-rays. That's not including the fucking VHS collection, so might as well start getting into it. I've probably got over 20, maybe 30 DVDs that I've never even watched or opened. I just buy them and put them on the shelf. I think after I finish this part, I might do a couple more sections, and then I might be, maybe I'll take a break, or possibly be done for this session. Not sure. We'll see how I feel. I want to say that out of the two anyway, the first two, House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects, they're two wildly different movies, even though they're connected in their sequel, like the one is a sequel. The first one is just straight House of a Thousand Corpses is just straight up wild ass Halloween style, over the top, like 80s, 70s, 80s camp horror. Campy, goofy horror, but also gets really fucking weird and twisted. And the second one's just straight up more feels like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets Clockwork Orange. Like it's got this weird, like, snuffy, gross feeling to it, whereas the first one's just straight up like horror, like modern horror. And with that 80s, 70s, 80s throwback. But I think I like House of a Thousand Corpses more, but I love Devil's Rejects, like, on a whole different level. It's so weird. It's the only, I'm sure if I thought about it, I could think of more of them, but it's the only, like, franchise where they're so wildly different from each other that it's hard for me to say which one I like more out of the two, because they're both fucking badass movies, but they're so fucking different, even though they're, you know, one is a sequel. It's like the first one has all these weird, like, it's more like like a old, like almost like Tales from the Crypt. It's got all these wild colors, and the lighting is all eerie and cool, and the makeup effects are all, you know, kind of 80s horror. And then the second one, Devil's Rejects, is just straight up like realism. Like, there's not a lot of silliness. I mean, there's silliness all through it. It's fucking funny as hell, but it's not as campy and like silly. It's just more straight up, oh no, this is make you want to take a hot shower, cold shower afterward. Don't you like clowns? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny? And this one's fun because I get to put one of my signature pieces on it. Like almost dead center in the whole thing. I think I'm at a break point. Starting to burn out a little bit. Where's my... It's getting there though. I definitely made some progress. It's got a lot of work to go though. So I'm gonna finish out the body and the bow tie, and then I think I've got an idea for up in the background here, and then I need to get his hat finished, and then go back over with some more details and some highlights. Oh, I've been eating. I am. I had that banana. I had those fig things. I had a couple of snacks. Honestly, I think I'm gonna possibly, maybe, head to Spirit. I don't know yet. Thank you. I had to like skinny up his face a little bit. He was looking a little too chubby. Okay. All right, now somebody come clean my brushes and we'll be good to go. So I don't feel like it. Well, it felt good to actually do this again today. And there's honestly a good possibility that I might work on something, if not this, tomorrow as well. I've got 4 days off. Tuesday night is the only night I've got something going on, so. Yeah, it's my least favorite too, but that's why I end up always doing it right away. Because everybody I've ever seen, like on YouTube and everybody, they always say that they never get around to cleaning their brushes, and I don't want to, even like the pros of the pros. Everybody but Bob Ross waits to clean their brushes. And you know what? Bob taught me to clean my brushes right away, so I don't have to buy them all the time. So that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, again, I don't know if I'm going to finish this or work on this at all tomorrow, but if I do stream tomorrow, I might actually be Chad's, that big ass one that I feel bad because I haven't worked on it at all here recently, but I just hit a stump. I couldn't do it, so if I don't work on that one specifically, I may actually start over with it. I've been very tempted to do that, but anyway, I also still need to finish this one. I believe this one's already sold. I just have some more, couple of little details to finish on it. So I did something else that I normally don't do, which is actually write out the signature on it. Normally I just do this little, wherever it is, the logo. But I don't know, trying it out. But I think this one's sold. I just need to finish it. Last few details. And then the Life After Death one, that super neon pink and blue skull with mushrooms, that one's sold. But the buyer of that one said, hold off on sending it. I want you to do 2 more for either side of it that like connect. It's like, okay, deal. I can do that. So that'll be fun too. I may start that soon. But anyway, Rachel, thanks for hanging out as usual. Linda Murray, Mama, thanks for at least being logged in, whether you're watching or not. Said 9 views, man, so at least 9 of you checked it out. 3 likes, so you guys are kick-ass motherfuckers. So anyway, enjoy your Sundays. Go to Spirit Halloween and spend all your money on home decor. And as always, as always, forget your catchline, catchphrase, words. When all else fails, create. I don't know why I'm doing that. Just go